Welcome to Thursday Night Family Devos, and it is another C12 edition. Hopefully you got to tune in with us last week, but if not, C12 is where the 20-somethings of 12 Stone gather on Thursday nights at our central campus, and there's worship and teaching and community, and we love being together. But today, everyone's invited. Doesn't matter if you're 20 or not 20. Tonight's for you. We are on the edge of the Chattahoochee River, watching the water flow, and honestly, it's beautiful. Have you ever been so thirsty for water, so thirsty for something to drink that your mouth was sticky? Or have you ever watched somebody speak or get stage fright or sing and you could hear like the lack of spit in your mouth and you wanted to go give them some water or something? You wanted to help them. You know what that sounds like. We know. Or imagine a desert. Imagine where there's no water anywhere. I don't know, maybe some of you have been in the desert and it's just sand and wind, so much that your arms get chafed from the sand. And people who get lost in the desert have these ideas that they see an oasis that isn't even there because of their longing for water. Water is really, really powerful. It can quench your thirst. It's also a powerful force that can carve out a mountain. That's what water can do. And there's a verse in Isaiah chapter 43 that has been an important verse for us in this season, and it might be really familiar to you. It says, it's Isaiah 43:18. It says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up, do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Whenever I've read that verse in Isaiah 43, and I've read it many, many times over the years, and I read, "I'm doing a new thing, don't you perceive it?" I'm always looking around at the landscape. Lord, what new thing? What new thing? What new thing are you going to do? And I'm reading it differently right now. It's what new thing is he wanting to do in here? Deeper, not different. And it's not that he hasn't always invited us to it. I just think we haven't been still long enough to hear it or to sense it. When you're sensing loneliness, when you're sensing angst, when you're sensing frustration, you're perceiving. That is you perceiving that God wants to do something new. Last week, I was writing in my journal. I was doing my own personal devotions, and I was looking at the landscape of things that were happening around the world and just my own things that are happening in my personal life. And I was like, Lord, I do not perceive it. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever this new thing is, I don't like it. I don't understand it. God has pressed in on me in this season, and I think he's pressing in on all of us and wanting to know, actually, what if the new thing I want to do is in you? What if you keep wanting me to clarify direction all around you, and I want to take you deeper within you? What if the new thing is the stream and the river I want to unleash inside of you that will carve out new places in you? What if you stopped asking so much for direction and for me to make sense of the landscape and just let me do the deeper work? I hate the deeper work. I hate it because it makes me have to deal with my motivations more than my actions. Makes me have to deal with what I really believe more than my behavior. Because see, if you're a believer, if you're a Christian, it's okay for a little while to focus on your behavior and your actions, but there comes a time when we have to let God do like the deeper work and deal with our motivation. So in all of this time at home, when my husband and I are both working from home and my children are home, everybody's home all the time. Like, they're there all the time. In that space, and I have to ask myself, when I say that to Jeff, to my husband, am I saying that to him because I want him to be more like Jesus? Or because I want him to be more like I need him to be at the moment? It's the deeper work. It's the hard work. It's the painful work. But it's the water quenching work. It's the powerful word. Jesus is the living water. When he said to the woman at the well, if you can have water and you'll never thirst again, this is what he meant. If we will be all consumed by the water of Jesus that is cleansing and is carving and is all of those things, what is happening in the world will make sense as the years progress, and God will lead all of that out. And I want to be a part of whatever new thing he's bringing, but I'm not sure that I would be if I didn't let him do the new thing in me. I don't want to get to the day that God brings about some kind of new revival and awakening, and it's happening all around me because I didn't let him work in me. I don't want to miss this moment. So, if you can imagine yourself as King David in Psalms, who said many, many times, my soul thirsts for you. I long for you. Quench my thirst, like a deer panteth after the water. If we could get to that place of thirst and find ourselves quenching it at the right source and allow the deeper work to occur, God's affection would far surpass our need for his direction. He is so big, and he is so powerful, and he is so worthy of our worship, and he is so worthy of our praise that he would be so patient with us as we try to keep him from the deeper work. And he's so patient, and he just keeps prodding. One of the most practical ways that we can turn from our external circumstances and trying to make sense of that new thing is to go very vertical and worship the Lord and turn our attention to him and invite him in to do what he wants to do in us.
Spoken